Okay, the next parts you're going to need, these pieces with the spring and the wires, these are going to be for your batteries. You will need the part labeled D, and if you will look right here on this tab, there's the letter D, and so this whole piece is D, and then this yellow one is labeled B right here. So you're going to need these two pieces next, okay? And we're going to just start taking these apart. And just be very careful. If you have your cutters, it's probably best to use your cutters so you don't break these. But you're going to take all these pieces apart, and you're going to take these black pieces apart. Okay. Now, I have removed this part, D1. Again, if you'll notice, your D is labeled here, and then there's a little number, part 1, part 2, and then part 3 are over here. So I'm going to leave these other two parts on because I just need D1 right now. And I have also removed from B, this is 1, 2, and 3. And they're also numbered all together on here. There's your 3, 2, 1. Okay. And I'm just going to, these will just insert right down in the holes. And I'm make sure the rounded part's here. And I'm just going right down in there like that. One. I'm just pressing them very gently down on there. There's part 2. Just push it down as far as it'll go. And here's the third one. You'll notice there's a little slot here that this tab's going to fit in. Line up your holes. Okay, this one is not wanting to go on, and I can see I still have a little piece here where it was broken off, and I'm not going to force it. I'm just going to pull this back off, and I'm going to get a file like an emery board that you would file your nails with, and I'm just going to file this little piece off so that it will be flush, and then we'll just put it back on. Okay, now you can see I've just taken an emery board and I have just filed that down so that it's almost level. And then I'm just going to place it, and now it fit right down there easy. And this is how it looks from the side. Okay. Next we're going to assemble the parts for your that are going to be your connectors for your batteries, your contacts for your batteries. Next we're going to assemble the parts that are going to be your contacts for your batteries. First I'm just going to undo all my wires here and separate everything. First you're going to take this piece that has the orange wire, and it has these two that are connected with the spring end and this little protruding end, and that's going to slide down in the end of this D piece. And you're going to have your spring side on the left, and that should just slide right down in there. Now you're going to take your other end with the spring and this end with the protrusion, and these two are separate, and they have a little tab at the end, and you're just going to bend that tab backwards. Now your, if you can see this end, how it protrudes or sticks out, you're going to push this tab away from that protrusion side. Push it back so that it's, there we go. And same thing with the spring, you're going to push the little tab back away from the spring part. And then you're just going to insert the one with the spring on the left. It's going to fit opposite where the spring is on this end. And the side with the protrusion needs to make sure you're facing this spring and that the side with the tab is towards the yellow pieces. And it just fits in that slot and slides down. It's snapped in. And then you have your two wires. I'm going to insert my motor, M5 motor, which is one of the ones with the orange and black. And M4 and M5 were built just the same, so it doesn't matter which one as long as you have the one with the orange and black wire. And I'm going to insert it into this area that I've just made, just like this. But now mine doesn't want to fit because I have these little tabs where it was broken off. And so I'm going to file these down till they're flat, and then I'm going to insert it right here. Okay, now that I've filed these two little tabs off, now my motor will fit nicely down in there. Once you've inserted your motor, the M5 motor here, and you've inserted your pieces for your battery contacts, you have this long orange wire that is down on this end farthest from the yellow. Now you're just going to take this wire, and if you'll look at there's a piece that runs in the middle, and right beside that piece there's some little slots that your wire will sit down into. And you get it in there and then I'll show you. There's 4 of them. So once you have this, it's just so that it secures that wire there. So now you have this orange wire that you just secured. You have your black and red wire that are from your battery contacts. And then you have your orange and black wire that are from your motor. And all of those are now on this end of your piece. You'll now need to locate piece F1. And on this piece, if you'll look here, there's my F, and this is number 1. So I'm going to remove this piece, and it's going to go on top of this battery casing and motor that you have begun to assemble. So we're going to remove this, and then I'll give you instructions for securing it here. Okay, I've removed piece F1, and I have all these wires. So what I'm going to do is, the orange wire is okay. This came hooked right there. But I'm going to take this black and red wire that was at the battery contact, and I'm going to just thread it through so that they're all coming through this little slot. And then the one from the motor is going to come through here as well. So all of my wires are now tucked down and coming through this one slot here, so that I can take this piece F1 and place it, and you can match up your holes. Okay. Oops. and it came out, so you have to kind of hold it while you get the cover in place. And then you're going to take 3 screws, and you're using your P13 screw that you used earlier on your motors, and you're going to insert them and tighten those, remembering to tighten and then loosen and tighten and loosen as you go. And just continue till you have all of these secured. The next parts that you're going to need are D3, which is this round plate, and F7. And there are 4 F7s. You're just going to need 1. P14 screw, and you'll need 1 washer. You're going to lay this number 7 piece, whoops, if you'll notice, if you turn it over, there are 4 little pegs here, and this piece will just fit in there. Make sure you line your holes up. And you can see that this piece is notched, so it's going to catch the gear that's on your motor that's sticking up right here. Okay. So just make sure that's pressed on. And you're going to flip this upside down and insert it, just lay it on this top. And it is there. And the screw on top. I do have a little rough edge here, and I'm going to try to file that off there. The next part of the assembly, you're going to need piece F4, which is this. So you're going to remove that. And you're going to need your M4 motor, which is the second motor with your orange and black wire. You're going to need 2 washers, and 2 P15 screws, and I have mine in a bag because there are 10 of them, and they're so tiny it would have been easy to lose them. So I'm just going to get 2 out. You want to start with your the part where you see the gear. That's going to be facing you, and you have your orange and black wire towards your left hand, and you're going to place your F3 piece. If you'll notice inside your F3 piece, there's a piece that has a little tab and a cylindrical piece sticking up, and that's going to go away from your wires like this. The flat side is against your motor, and you can see the slots there that should fit right on your motor. Then you're going to take your washer, it'll fit right in there. And these screws, and you're going to connect this piece to your motor. Let's get both the screws in. Now, I have just tightened my screws, and so now I have this F3 piece is secure to the motor. Once you mount your F3 piece to your motor, you're going to take the piece that you assembled before that. And if you'll notice, you have these pieces sticking out on each corner, and there's the gear here that you can see in the motor, and that's going to be facing down, and your motor will just snap in there, and then you're going to secure it with 4 P12 screws. Again, I have these also in a bag because there are 11 of them, and they're also tiny. And you're going to put one in each corner. Secure that. Remember, these are again tapping screws, and they will make their own treads as they go into the plastic, so you're going to want to screw it in a little bit and then unscrew it and then screw it. Once you have all 4 of your screws tightened, this motor is just sitting on top of this piece. The only other thing we're going to need to do is insert our 4 D batteries here, and we will do that a little bit later.